human decision is enough to turn a messy hiring inbox into a paid test queue. If you run a small team, applications, CV attachments, rates, and availability probably arrive in one inbox, and reviewing them steals time from actual work. I'll show you a Gmail to AI to Telegram workflow that extracts comparable facts, catches missing details, and prepares paid test invites without choosing who gets hired. Most AI hiring demos pretend the model can judge people. They skip the approval gate and audit trail. By the end, you'll have a copyable workflow that keeps judgment human. I'm Lazar, and I build these systems daily for clients. Start with a constraint. AI can summarize an application, but it cannot validate whether a person can do the specific work your business needs. That is the constraint that makes this workflow useful instead of risky. You are not building an AI recruiter. You are removing the repetitive admin work between an applicant hitting send and a human deciding whether that person deserves a paid test. For a founder or a small agency, this is usually where the process breaks. Applications sit in Gmail. Someone copies details into a spreadsheet when they remember. Rates and availability are buried in attachments. A good candidate gets a reply too late. Then the final decision is made from inconsistent notes instead of comparable facts. The first thing I build is one intake path. Do not start with a giant applicant tracking system if your process is currently Gmail, a spreadsheet, and calendar reminders. Create a dedicated hiring address or a Gmail filter that applies a label such as hiring inbound whenever an application reaches your existing inbox. The important part is that every application enters through one predictable route. If candidates apply through a form, route the form notification to that same label. If referrals arrive by email, forward them there. One queue means the automation has one job. Before connecting AI, write down the facts you actually need for a first review. For this example, I use 6. The role the person is applying for, relevant experience, proposed rate, availability, portfolio link, and answers to role-specific questions. Your list may be different. A designer might need a Figma link and time zone. A customer support contractor might need language coverage and shift availability. Do not ask the model to produce a vague candidate score. Ask it to collect facts you can compare. On screen, I create a simple candidate record with those 6 fields, plus the sender email, received date, original Gmail thread ID, application status, and an audit log. That record can live in a database, a spreadsheet for an early version, or your existing CRM if it already fits the process. The tool is not the point. The fields and the state changes are what make this reliable. Next, the workflow reads the email body and any supported attachment text, then sends it to an AI extraction step. The instruction is deliberately narrow. Return structured data only. Cite the source text for each extracted field. Mark any unknown value as missing, and never infer qualifications that are not stated. This is where most quick AI workflows fail. They ask for a recommendation, get a polished answer, and mistake polished language for reliable operations. A practical extraction prompt looks like this in plain English. Extract the applicant's role, relevant experience, rate, availability, portfolio, URL, and response to the role question. Return valid JSON. For every field, include the exact source sentence. If the evidence is absent, return missing. Do not rank, reject, or recommend this candidate. That last line matters. The model is acting as an operations assistant, not the hiring manager. Now add validation before anything reaches a human. If the role, portfolio, rate, or availability is missing, the automation does not silently reject the applicant. It creates a draft reply in the original Gmail thread, asking for the missing information. It does not send that reply automatically. Someone can quickly check the draft for tone and accuracy, then send it. This protects you from an extraction error and prevents the system from negotiating with candidates on your behalf. For complete applications, the automation sends a compact summary to a private Telegram approval queue. The message should contain only the details needed for the decision: candidate name, role, experience summary, rate, availability, portfolio link, and a link back to the original Gmail thread. Keep sensitive data out of chat where possible. The full CV remains in Gmail or your controlled storage. Restrict the Telegram group to the people who actually make hiring decisions and set a retention policy that matches your local privacy and hiring requirements. Under the Telegram summary, I add 3 buttons: request clarification, reject, and invite to paid test. This is the single human gate. A founder can review 10 normalized summaries much faster than opening 10 emails, downloading 10 PDFs, and trying to remember who said what. But the founder still sees the original application before choosing an outcome. That is the distinction. AI organizes evidence. A human makes the decision. If your hiring process still lives across inbox threads and spreadsheets, see examples of what we ship for clients at bizflowai.io. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you catch the next AI automation breakdown, where we connect another messy business handoff. And if you have a workflow you want automated, book a free 30-minute discovery call at bizflowai.io.